Welcome back to Age of Coronavirus Gaming with the Stars. I'm your host, Chase Kurtz, and joining us today we have Justice Pirate. She is a Twitch streamer at just over 1,000 followers, I believe. Plays games such as Dota 2 and Quake Champions, and Quake Champions looks like a really fun one. I'd like to get into that. Justice Pirate's here, and joining us with her is her #1 original fan, her husband, Rob Steady. How are you guys doing today?
All right.
Justice Pirate, tell us how you got into this business.
I originally streamed on YouTube actually back like 7-8 years ago, and that was like for a month, and I didn't really enjoy it. And then I was on D Live probably 3 years ago for about a month as well. Same deal. Nothing clicked. And then when coronavirus started, I'm an extrovert. I'm really sociable. And Rob Steady was like, you know what, you're gonna have cabin fever. I think you should start streaming on Twitch. I was like, I don't really know if I want to do that. I've tried the streaming thing. I don't think I'm into that. He's like, no, I think you'd be good at it. You should just try it. I was like, fine, I'll do it just to have something to do during the day. So I started doing that and I got hooked.
Very nice. Well, you already had a background, I believe. You joined a clan on TFC in 2000, 2005.
Yeah.
So you had some kind of background in doing gaming.
Yeah. I've been a gamer probably, I gamed when I was little, but probably around 2001 is when I started getting into multiplayer games.
Well, what's been the most surprising thing about getting into streaming?
I didn't know that I would be able to interact so easily with people and make friends so quickly, and that I would just be able to have people say, hey, I want to play with you too, and just how easy that was.
Yeah, the coronavirus pandemic has really given us an interesting outlet, making us explore this online relationship. It's kind of given us a new avenue, a new way of life that we could explore. Rob Steady, tell us how you're supporting her through this streaming effort.
Pretty much whatever way she needs it. Like she said, I kind of asked her, if she would be interested in doing it, and she really wasn't when I first brought it up, or I should say when I brought it up the second time. Because when she first started streaming back on YouTube, that was kind of like, no, just try this. And like she said, it wasn't really going anywhere. And then, when I pushed her to try it again on Twitch, it just kind of like clicked for her differently. And so I helped her just doing pretty much whatever as far as setting things up, trying to give her ideas with, overlays, whatever other kind of things, using whatever bots for interaction and stuff like that. Basically anything that she needs help with,
He's my tech guy.
Whatever. Yeah, that too.
It's important. It's important to have a tech guy.
Yeah. So when things don't function right, he's there to be like, whoa, I know what the problem is. So, and when people have questions about my computer graphics, I'm like, Rob Steady, what are they?
And then moral support too. It's just as far as trying to be there to help out, retweeting, whatever other kind of background things.
Yeah.
Helped out with some of her graphics that she has and stuff like that. So just, like I said, pretty much whatever she needs, and if I'm able to do it, I try to help out. And if I don't know how to do it, I try to find out or try to point her to someone who does.
Yeah. Now, are you a gamer yourself, Rob?
Yeah, I am.
Do you also stream or?
Yes, but I'm I took a bit of a hiatus when I went back to work. I had been laid off during Corona and all that. And when I went back to work, I kind of ended up taking some time off and just taking it easy. I'm trying to get back to doing a little bit more now, though.
You two apparently you co-host a podcast. Tell us more about what that is.
We did. That's done with. We finished that probably 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We had one on minimalism where we just talked about simple living and things like that.
So, tell us more about simple living and minimalism.
I've been a minimalist. I don't know if people know what that is, but it's basically living with just as simply as I can, not owning as much as most people think they need or want, just what I need to use for what I have. I don't like stuff. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
But we have a microphone here. We have his microphone because we use them on a regular basis. So things that we use and that we need. And I've been a minimalist for 14 years now. And Rob said he's been one for maybe like 6 years or something.
So keeping things that have function,
Yeah.
but not, I mean, they still have to have some kind of aesthetic though, right? Some kind of pleasurable aesthetic.
Just whatever I can use. It doesn't have to have a pleasurable aesthetic. I mean, in art, minimalism is that way.
Yeah.
But in
I'm more into the aesthetic part of it than she is.
I'm more
Okay.
into just owning as little as I can.
But you would put pictures on a wall or something like that, right?
We don't have a lot of pictures on our walls. We have some, but yeah, not many. I like blank walls. I like plants.
Yeah, plants are good. Plants are really good. What more are you going to do with the streaming service? Are you going to add more games over time?
Every other Friday, I stream a variety of games. I alternate. I've always streamed different games just to try them out. And I started out with like puzzle games, the point and click games. I really like those. But I enjoy playing games with people. I don't really like to play games alone. And so that's the most fun for me. But maybe in time I'll introduce other games. I primarily enjoy Quake Champions though. So that's my main one. Yeah. We'll see what happens in time.
Yeah, that Quake Champions looks like a really fun one. I like those multiplayer first-person shooter games. What inspired you to want to do Quake? Had you done any type of those kind of games before?
I played Quake 3 in 2001 with Rob Steady.
Oh,
He actually got me into multiplayer games when we started dating. And that was one of the first ones that he got me into. And so I tried it out. But back then, the connection was like a little bit crazy. We played it on Dreamcast and not PC.
Yeah.
I'm a PC gamer. And so I was kind of like, I don't really know. I don't really want to keep doing this because I don't like controllers at all. And so I kind of let it drop and then went to other games. But then Quake Champions came out 4 years ago. And I was like, ooh, let me try it. But there weren't a lot of people at the time, so I only played it for a little bit. And then a year ago, I said, you know what, let me try this again while streaming. And I got hooked.
so you've been through this pandemic, this lockdown, playing these games. How helpful was that?
Very helpful. I don't like to be at home by myself or in general for too long. I like to go outside and do activities. We have sons that I try to go out and do things with, bring to museums, whatever. And so having all that cut off and not being able to see anyone, it was a way that I could connect with other people, make new friends, and it's been very helpful. It's boosted me in my ability to have enjoyment in life rather than being like, oh, well, what should I do now? I guess I'll just read another book.
Right.
I just used to just read a lot.
Yeah, now you have multiple ways of connecting with people. It really just expands it.
Yep.
And Rob, you were probably very happy to help her out getting that going, and probably busying yourself as well.
Yeah, it was interesting because I was laid off from work back last March. Yeah, something like that. March or April, one of those two. I think April actually. The end of March is when I was laid off. Well, I'm a parts guy for an automotive dealership.
Okay.
And so when I was laid off, I was kind of like, well, what am I going to be doing with myself? And I was the first 2 weeks. I think I just sat around in bed, like slept in every day, didn't do anything. Kind of just treated it like it was a vacation. But by the time it got to like the third or fourth week, I was like, I need to do something more than this. So I actually started trying to stream a little bit more during the day. And I think after about the first month was when I actually suggested to Justice, like, you should probably do this because, I knew I was bored and she got bored a lot faster than I did. So it was like, and then even once I go back to work, I won't be here. Like, what are you going to do all day? Because, I knew that me going back to work wasn't going to be the end of, the lockdowns and everything. So like almost instantly I was like, all right, let's try it. We'll just hop on for one game, something you're already going to play. I'll just set up a couple of basic scenes, whatever, and get on. And, and like almost right away, like she was like, "Wow, this is actually a lot more fun than like I had expected." And
To be honest, though, I actually stopped gaming for a long time.
mhm.
So this got me back into gaming again.
Okay. Yeah. How long had it been?
It was always on and off, but probably 10 months.
Mhm.
Yeah. Before the lockdown.
Yeah, well, before the lockdown, I did not play for about 10 months for any games. And I don't really get bored. I always keep myself busy. I have loads of hobbies, but it was just like adding that to the mix, it was really good to do.
Yeah. There's
And for
nothing
a while,
wrong. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no problem. I was just gonna say, and for a long time, we actually only had one PC between the two of us. So like if I was playing any games or streaming or anything, she had to find something else to do to keep herself busy.
Right.
But then like, if I wasn't playing or doing anything on the computer, that was we had to trade off. So that was the interesting thing about just the dynamic of trying to make it work for getting her set up to be able to do it, while also trying to like maintain mine. Trying to do it on the same computer was interesting at times.
Right. Yeah. You really had a lot of scheduling to juggle. And how many hours were you two spending streaming separately?
I always spent more hours than he had, but
Yeah. Think
I
like
never thought about that.
I think during when I was laid off, I was probably doing about 3 to 4 hours a day, 3 days a week. Before that, I was doing probably 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours a night, maybe 2 to 3 days a week. But it definitely like ticked up for me, at least when I was at home. And then, like I said, I think she spent probably
I think I did 20 hours a week.
If I could do that, I would be a gamer. The problem for me is like when I'm looking at the screen for a long period, it takes 20 minutes before my eyes just start watering.
Oh, wow.
Do you guys have the same problem?
I get sleepy. I don't like to sit very long. So that's one thing that's interesting about this is that I was always up doing stuff. And so sometimes when I'm streaming, I get really tired because I'm sitting and relaxing for too long. And if I stare too long at the computer screen, my eyes do water. That does happen. And I've mentioned it during streams. I'm like, oh, my eyes are starting to water. Sorry, guys. I'm not crying. I promise.
It just hits me so quick. It hits me like 20 minutes. And I'm like, I don't know whether or not if it's just like you're just so focused on the game.
I think
You're
so.
just yeah.
Maybe your eyesight too. I don't know what your vision issue might be,
Well,
but
I have really bad. Really
okay,
bad
yeah.
vision.
I wear progressives. I have contacts in right now,
Oh,
and
yes.
so I think my eyes dry.
That makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Maybe I should try doing it with glasses, and that might actually be better. Well, what about you, Rob? Do you have that same problem, or?
No, not really. Like I've been a PC gamer for a very long time, so for me it wasn't as big a deal. But I do tend on certain games, like I'm very sensitive to like motion sickness. So certain games I could play for like maybe 20 minutes, a half an hour, and I'll start feeling sick to my stomach. But it's not every game, so it's interesting. But yeah, the eyes watering, I don't really ever get that. I don't really experience like eye fatigue or anything.
What's that? What
That's
is
weird.
that movement that's happening that's making you sick?
You know what? It's kind of a detailed thing a little bit, but if for instance, like, Justice plays a lot of the first person shooters like Quake Champions. And so if I'm playing like a first person shooter that involves like riding in a vehicle, the whole idea of like the screen moving based on the vehicle's movement, but me having to move my character separately from that, I don't know. For some reason that triggers it. It's just weird.
Interesting. How old are your boys?
14 and 12.
Are they also into games?
They're really big into Minecraft and Hollow Knight, I think, right now.
Yeah, they're all on a Hollow Knight kick right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do y'all sit down and also do like a family game night or something like that?
No.
Not really.
No, because our games are all different. I think Rob said he plays games with them because he's more into their type of games, but
Yeah.
usually my games have to be fast paced, constantly moving. My attention span needs that.
Okay.
And they're just too into like the very calm and relaxing games, and I can't. I'm like I'm gonna go do something else.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you play any Fortnite as well?
I played Fortnite when it came out, when it was in beta mode, and it's different now.
Yeah.
But I haven't played in a long time.
Well, the way that they build those forts and they do it so quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't
that
do
might
that.
actually, yeah, maybe you couldn't, but if you ever got into it, that might help because it's so quick. It's like such a fast thing that you can do. It just,
Yeah.
I don't know. These
No,
guys are good.
I liked Realm Royale a little bit more than Fortnite, which is similar, but without the building.
Oh, what was it called?
Realm Royale.
Oh, Round Royale. I don't remember that. Was that in the beta version?
Realm Royale
Well, no,
is...
it's a separate game.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
Oh
you were
yeah,
talking-
it's
thought we were
by
talking-
the people that did Paladins. Who does those games? Rob Study?
High res,
Is it?
something like that.
I don't remember.
Bad gamer. I don't know the name of the company.
So what kind of special friends have you made along this way in this streaming journey of yours?
Well, there was a time when I did Twitch Sings, which was a karaoke game that is no longer. And when you sing with people, it's a way that you connect. And so after a while, you realize your music tastes that you have. And I did these live duets where people would come onto my stream and we would talk for a bit before singing. And so I made very close friends through that. And some of them game with me now, and some of them I have video calls with. I go to their streams, so we support each other. And I'd say mainly those people I am close to.
People go out and they do karaoke, in real life. So yeah, it does have a, I don't know what it is, frequencies. People sharing frequencies together makes them feel very comfortable. Well, Justice Pirate, Rob Steady, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.